Thank you, Honourable Speaker. In supporting the motion before the House, I note with interest that Fiji is the last member of the Pacific Islands Forum to ratify the 2005 agreement establishing the Pacific Islands Forum, which was signed in 2005 by the Prime Minister at the time, the late Honourable Leseni Angarase. It is somewhat ironic, Honourable Speaker, that the host country of the Pacific Islands Forum, Secretariat, has taken 16 years to ratify the very agreement that espouses and formalizes the regional standing of the Secretariat. By the same tenor or token, I note and welcome Fiji's assumption of the chair of the Pacific Islands Forum earlier this month. I would also like at this stage, Honourable Speaker, to congratulate the Honourable Fiame Naomi Mataafa, Prime Minister of Samoa, who has always supported Pacific women MPs. Like her father before her, the late Honourable Fiame Mataafa, Samoa's first Prime Minister, also worked with the other leaders into bringing their countries together as a Pacific community. Together with Ratu Kamise Semara of Fiji, Prince Tuipelahake of Tonga, Hamada Robert of Nauru, and Sir Michael Somalia of Papua New Guinea, they work together in the Pacific way. I only hope, Honourable Speaker, that the government maintains consistency in Fiji's engagement across all regional activities, including supporting the expeditious resolution of outstanding issues at the University of the South Pacific, a leading tertiary institution for not only our young people, but that of the Pacific region also. We also ask, Honourable Speaker, that the chair of PIFs, who is also Fiji's Prime Minister, to be kind and understanding, and just to be fair, provide the resources to everyone. Provide the resources. The grant that has been passed in Parliament, disburse grant in a timely manner and pay in full. Not use it as a ransom or as a bargaining chip to undermine the work of USP while making self-serving demands that causes problems, leading to far-reaching implications like the relocation of the office of the USP Vice Chancellor to Samoa. We ask that the new chair very much, just because you're not part of it doesn't mean that it's illegal. We ask, Honourable Chair, that the new chair of PIFs, who is just sitting across the room here, be a statesman and not use derogatory, degrading remarks which we've been hearing made by him in the past few days when the USP has been brought up. So we just ask him to be a statesman and a gentleman. Now, referring briefly, Honourable Speaker, to the review of the USP 2018 annual report, the recommendations were that the BDO report, together with the USP Council Commission's action plan, to be tabled in Parliament. Honourable Speaker, and that is to be by the mover of this motion, and that was in February 2020. So where is it, Honourable Speaker? And secondly, another recommendation was that USP and FRCS continue to negotiate and find a solution. Honourable Speaker, I recall that the last time Fiji held the chair of the Pacific Islands Forum was in 2006. Unsurprisingly, the events of December 5, 2006, which we are all familiar with, resulted in Fiji being stripped of its role as forum chair. Yet again, in an unstable period in our nation's history and the history of the Pacific Islands Forum, as I understand that notification of denunciation has been received from 5 of the 18 forum member states. So perhaps, Honourable Speaker, bringing back the position of roving ambassador would better serve the purpose of also being a mender of broken relationships and leaving behind, Honourable Speaker, that the chair leaves behind a legacy that he would wish to be remembered for. In doing so, we ask that the person taking up this position of roving ambassador is a local, who can see the bigger picture, has Fiji's interests at heart, and not bringing in someone from overseas who will be here today and gone tomorrow, citing family or personal reasons for their early exit. In this, Honorable Speaker, Fiji has an opportunity in its role as chair to demonstrate and restore regional solidarity to an increasingly fragmented Pacific region. I urge the government, Honorable Speaker, to step out of its comfort zone and for once, lead through consultation, have proper Talanoa dialogue, and consistently engage with all member states and across all regional agenda and issues. Honorable Speaker, in conclusion, if there is one thing we have learned in the past year, is that we cannot overcome our challenges alone and in isolation of each other and our neighboring Pacific Island countries. Honorable Speaker, we pray and hope that the new chair will allow our young people to dream their dreams so that their vision goes beyond the horizon. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
All right,